So Elizabeth Banks is complaining about how she was told she couldn't direct men. Is that what's going on?
Supposedly, yes.
Supposedly
Someone told her she couldn't direct men.
But she nailed it, she says. So
yes, according to her.
We'll talk about this because this is kind of going back to her doing Charlie's Angels. Remember the 2019 one? Yeah, nobody does.
See, she keeps complaining over and over and over again about how it's men's fault for everything. You know,
she still blames men.
She's like, I mean, she was making comments that I guess even more recently about it, but she's been blaming men for Charlie's Angels failure since it happened. But like the movie only made like 73 million globally, which means that a shit ton of women didn't go see it either.
Yeah, that's a lot of people that opted out of the Charlie's Angels movie that nobody
globally 73.3 million women around the world didn't go see it either.
Yeah, and she was out there before the movie came out. Basically, it was kind of like almost like a threat. Like if she said, if Charlie's Angels bombs, it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies. I don't know. The ones before this one did pretty okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they just didn't want to see your movie.
They didn't want to see yours.
I just think I remember at the time we talked about this and her going out there and trying to shame men into going. And even then, 35% of the box office was male. But again, women didn't go see it either.
That's like, come on. This is like, just put the movie out there and let people decide whether or not they want to see it. As soon as you start dragging,
they didn't want to see it.
Yeah, as soon as you. So this is what I don't understand. This is coming from a man talking to a woman. She is a woman.
I am.
Contrary to the previous video, where she wasn't.
Yes.
But
Lou.
Sorry, Lou. Yeah, but. Like if you want to be treated equally, I don't understand. As soon as you bring gender into it and make it a gender thing or a race thing or whatever thing, you've pretty much shot the argument about being treated equally because it shouldn't matter. People should look at the product and be like, I don't care who made it, it's good, right?
Yeah, and then a lot of they're trying to shame men for not coming, but what about the responsibility on her because she didn't make a movie that anyone wanted to see?
No, nobody wanted.
It's always men's fault that didn't do well.
But she did make Cocaine Bear. So
yeah, and that's where she directed a man. And they said, "Oh, see, I nailed it." Okay, cool.
Well, I was like, okay, fine. I'm not gonna do Charlie's Angels with all chicks. I'm gonna make a man movie with a bear on cocaine. That's how I get the dudes.
But yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
Here's a thought. You make movies that if you have a certain demographic in mind, you make movies that appeal to that demographic. Charlie's Angels has always been more of a female demographic. Yes, guys look at like the girls on the screen, they always did. But the ones who were like really excited about these movies or the show were usually women. It's just the way it is. It's like if you have a rom-com, your audience is going to probably be mostly women. If you have, a Star Wars film, your audience is going to probably be mostly men.
How very dare you? How very dare you?
That's actually proven.
That actually is proven with numbers, yes.
But I'm just saying, it's like, that's why I used it as an example. It's just, it is what it is. Does that mean that no men like rom-coms? No. Does that mean that no women like Star Wars? Hell no, because I love it. Well, the old stuff. But you know what I'm saying? It's like you still have a core demographic. You're going to have fluctuations, but it's going to be to that group of people. And, and they tried it with Terminator too, which Terminator was always skewed male, and they found a way to fuck that up too by making it all about women.
They did. They killed. Oh, spoiler! It's been out for years. They killed John Connor off in the first 5 minutes of the last movie.
About women.
Made it all about women. It's like that's how you do it. It's just like Star Wars.
Guess what?
Kill all the male characters off, and yeah. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
This is Kneon. I am here with Lou, Geeky Sparkles. Anyway, so Geeky wanted to do this video yesterday. Didn't have time, so I guess I'm sitting in on it too. Elizabeth,
I also was losing my voice, so yesterday.
Well, yeah, because it's hard to pitch your voice that high all the time.
Yeah, gets to you eventually.
Elizabeth Banks on literally being told she can't direct men. I nailed it. Okay.
What is she going on? I mean, you hear her in interviews all the time. It's always about some kind of take on why she doesn't like men or men tried to stop her or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like her excuse for everything. Penises.
What's your excuse? Penises. But why did you do that? Penises. And this other thing, when you lied to the penis, that's what you say. Okay. Yeah. If you're on the witness stand in court, Mr. Jones, Why did you kill your wife? Penises. Penises made me do it.
No, but in this case, she's constantly blaming things on men.
Yeah. It's weird. Like I said, as soon as you go down that road, and I'm not saying, I want to be very clear, I'm not saying as a dude, I'm not saying that women don't have additional hurdles that dudes don't have, right? I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, as soon as you make like your entire brand about, out duding the dudes or whatever, it's like you're never going to be looked at as an equal, because it's going to be like, oh, okay.
As a woman, what I'm looking at is she's failing at different things and then just automatically blames men for it. Or like, I did one thing good, but a guy told me I couldn't do it. I'm like, yeah, sometimes people tell you things. My mom told me I can't do stuff. You know what I do? I'd be like, fuck you and do it anyway. Sorry, Mom. But she will tell you the same thing. She probably told me I couldn't do things on purpose just so I would go do them because she knew I would.
That's what I do.
Oh, really?
No, I know better. I value my life.
But then I'm just saying, like, so she's like, you told me I couldn't direct men, but I directed Ray Liotta, so suck it. And it's like, okay, yeah, if someone told her that, I get it. Like, we had that male agent tell me that I didn't know what women feel like, and I wasn't feminist enough because my character smiled.
Get this, the feminist male literary agent told Geeky she didn't write her female characters female enough. Like,
yeah,
what?
They didn't have enough agency because she smiled when the boys she smiled at her.
Like,
who the fuck wouldn't? I mean, I was like, have you been a teenage girl? No, but I have.
All right. Anyway, this is coming from, where is this coming from? Comingsoon.net. Okay, so Elizabeth Banks was once told she can't direct men. The actress recently...
Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah. The actress recently showed up on the Kelly Clarkson show to promote her series, The Miniature Wife. In the interview, she shared how she dealt with misogyny during direction. Elizabeth Banks says she nailed directing Ray Liotta on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Yeah, there was more to the sentence.
She was told she can't direct men. She proved everyone wrong. I was literally told because I direct films that you can't direct men, they won't follow you. She said. The Hunger Games star continued. And then I directed Ray Liotta, who played Henry Hill in Goodfellas. I nailed it. Check the list off. It's all good. Sounds like the media is making a bigger deal about it.
I think
than
so
what
too,
she
because
said.
here's the thing. It's like if you're getting a job, if you're getting a role and you're an actor and the director's assigned to you, you're going to do what the director says for the most part anyway, because that's the gig, right?
And then if you don't like what she says, you just smack her on the ass and say, I'm going to do it my way, toots.
Yeah, see how far you get with that,
I've tried that with you, and it doesn't get very far.
No, not usually.
No. But no, seriously though. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, in all seriousness, one of the worst bosses I ever had, was a woman. She was a complete hard ass. I mean, she knew her stuff, but she was a hard ass. And there were only a handful of us dudes at this company. That worked. I mean, we worked mostly on I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but yeah, we were doing tech stuff. The dudes handled the tech stuff. The women were the kind of the face of things. And, she definitely treated us differently than the women. It was very noticeable. And I think the reason she did that, I mean, it wasn't the right, and I'm not giving her a pass or anything, but like she basically had to compete with a lot of dudes to get to that position. But then I think she kind of low key resented that she had to rely on dudes. She had to run her company.
Insecure as hell is what it was.
Yeah, she was very,
And she's insecure, and
her husband ran off with somebody. And
industry.
Yeah,
a male-dominated industry. But you know what? There's a lot of women who work in male-dominated industries and still, are competent and kick rear. I mean, she was definitely like insecure about a lot of things. But I mean, she's kind of come under fire now for saying this. Because back in 2019, she was blaming men when Charlie's Angels didn't do well. She only directed a couple things, like she did the Pitch Perfect 2 and Charlie's Angels and Cocaine Bear and stuff. But
so other than Cocaine Bear, they're chick flicks.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And a lot of female directors, that's kind of been the norm. I mean, but then you have the alternative, like the lady who did Eternals. I can't speak. The person who did Eternals. We all know what they did to that. And then she was trying to blow up the world and make it not Marvel. Because that wasn't how she wanted to do it. And it's like, there's a reason. Maybe there's a reason why there's not as many female directors for these things.
I think for action movies, yeah, there usually aren't.
They had directors that were for Star Wars that were female on the shows and stuff, including like we had Deborah Chow and Bryce Dallas Howard, and they did a pretty good job, and no one's even giving them a hard time, you know? So, I mean, I think this is narrative. I think it's when I failed and I want to blame somebody else. So I'm going to blame it on men. And again, at the time, there were other more manly movies that were coming out. Charlie's Angels never had that much demand. People weren't asking for another Charlie's Angels film. And that was right after they did the Terminator, where they gender swapped everyone and made it the chick flick that failed too. And people are just getting their backs up because since Ghostbusters 2016, they just kept, put a chick in it, make her gay, make it lame. And they were getting mad, including women who weren't going to see these movies either.
So this is interesting, though. She said she didn't like how Charlie's Angels was being promoted as a feminist film. She shared with Rolling Stone how she was told she is the first female director of Charlie's Angels, and she went like, they've only done a TV show in the McGee's movies where you talked about. There's not this long legacy. I just love the franchise. She said there was not a gendered agenda for me. You realize how the media can frame something regardless of how you've framed it. I happen to be.
But guess what? They're doing the same to you now.
But she was complaining that men didn't go out and see it, though. But okay, so now I have to. Okay, so I'm sitting here like, was this a studio thing that they pushed her into being like, go out there and say this is a woman power movie because that's what's trendy right now, according to, our Gen Z intern, and the data says, female empowerment, and then it blew up in their faces.
Could be, but then immediately she blamed men.
So that's what, I mean, if that were the case, I would have been like, okay, guys, I got a level with you. I fucking hated the fucking marketing for the movie. It destroyed the movie, and what the hell? But I'm also like,
but you want to work again? You can't say that.
But did she do Cocaine Bear in protest? Like, I'm going to do a movie about a bear snorting cocaine. Men will love it. I got to admit, I didn't know she was doing Cocaine Bear. And I saw the poster for Cocaine Bear. And I'm like, my God, there's a movie about a bear on cocaine. I got to see it.
Yeah,
I got to see this movie.
And that one, moved to the demographic that, we expect. So I'm like, I don't want to tell you, I think it's a matter of demographic. And the thing is, I give her a pass and be like, yeah, she's being framed, by the media, except a couple things. One, she immediately blamed men. And two, this is also the same woman who recently was going on about how it was going to be so hard for her to vote because her birth certificate has a different name than her driver's license.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. And
I'm like, it's really not that hard. You just bring a copy of your name change. But I think if you have I think if you have a driver's license already with your name on it, you're good anyway.
I don't know. This is like, again, it's like Schrodinger's bigots, Schrodinger's misogynists. Because so in the article at the very end, they're pointing out that in 2023, she was complaining about how the media was portraying her incorrectly and that she was complaining. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then the headline on this article is Elizabeth Banks on literally being told she can't direct men. I nailed it. And then she's like, but the media misrepresented what I said.
See, that's why it could be a case of media misrepresenting. But the thing is, if the media is misrepresenting her, why was she going out there and saying that it was terrible if men didn't go see the movie? Like, yeah. I mean, and that was something she actually said.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, to a point. And then it's like, but you still said these things.
Or is she trying to walk back now because she wants to do other kinds of movies?
I don't know, but I'm like, just as long as you're understanding that, as a female director, you may be more having to do certain types of movies, but also understanding that just because you make a movie and you're a woman doesn't mean people are obligated to go, including women who didn't show up for the movie either. They're blaming it on men, but men made up 35% of the box office, but that's not saying much because globally, you only did $73 million globally on the entire run.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's millions of women who didn't go see your movie either. You can't say it's a male thing.
Well, she can, but yeah, it doesn't mean it's true. I mean,
you can't legitimately argue that point.
Okay, so I learned about this comic. I got a sequel for you, Elizabeth, if you're listening to this video, which I know you're not, but that's okay. So I was covering Mad Cave laying people off the other day, and they have a comic called Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre.
There you go.
Which I would go see this movie as well.
So there you go. You maybe get the rights to that one.
Get the rights to that one.
You did really good with Cocaine Bear, so you kind of got your little niche here.
Yeah.
Let's build upon this.
Animal plus cocaine equals money in the banks for banks.
There you go.
There you go. That's your new thing. You're gonna transcend gender and be the person who does all the cocaine animal movies. So you could do like Cocaine Monkey, Cocaine Gator.
There you go.
What else can you coke? You can coke anything.
I don't know. Crazy cocaine men who didn't go to your movie.
Crazy cocaine men who didn't go to your movie.
Penises.
Cocaine penis. Oh God, that probably is a movie.
That was the.
Hey baby, you want to do a line? Yeah, no.
You can do a line right off. But anyway.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
We gotta end this one. We'll see you later.
Bye.